motherfucking place tonight. Show's about to start, guys. Everybody get to your seats. Bronsolino's coming to the stage.
Hi guys, welcome back to Wessin The World. I'm Wes, and I'm currently in your world. And it's a little bit dark because I'm filming this at night. Hopefully that's enough light for the night. So I just cried, and I don't know what triggered it. All I know is that it felt amazing. It felt incredible. Let me just see if this is recording because, you know, technical issues. We're back. And we are back. Wow, I've no explanation. Well, I've got an explanation, that's what I'm making the video, but there's just no explaining what that was. So I'll go through it. So I sat down with my meditation, and I've just found this video, which is amazing. I'll put the link for it at the end of the video. It was given to me by Jack. Thank you very much, Jack. You're incredibly kind-hearted human being. I love you. And it's Marconi Union. You can type what I typed in, which was macaroni union, and it will still give you the song Weightless. Yeah. So it took me. It's said to be able to scientifically prove that it can reduce your anxiety by 70%. I read a little article about it on top of Jack's recommendation. Yeah. So it took me to a judgmentless space, which was great. Entered into that and let go of everything, even the judgment that I should be doing something, making another video, which ironically the meditation led to another video, so I don't know if it's magic, but it's everywhere, but it doesn't matter. I don't identify with it anyway, but it's what happened was I came out of that meditation and I started to say that I will never judge myself. No, I will never allow myself to judge myself. I will never allow me to judge myself. I will never allow me to judge myself. I will never allow me to judge myself. And then something didn't feel right, and I changed the wording, and I said, I will never allow you to judge me. And it was something about the change in the wording. I will never allow you to judge me. It's like I was speaking directly to my ego, but my ego was like listening. And then my ego started to surrender, and I started to cry. And I couldn't control my crying at all. I wasn't sad. It was like my ego understood. It was really strange. It was like I'd resolved the inner conflict between the servant and the master just by understanding that in myself, if I allow judgment to become the dominant voice, then that's more destructive to the body, which is more destructive to the ego, and I needed to explain that to my ego. Yeah. And I think that's what triggered the crying. You should have seen me. I was blubbering. I mean, I've still got a little bit of water. Water. I would say water like an Australian person. Water. But schooner. I love my Aussie friends, man. I love them. I love them all. I love them all. Wild and crazy. And you stay up after 12, which is crazy. Yeah, so I just wanted to make this video just to highlight the fact that you may not know who you're talking about if you're describing yourself. So if you're making fun of something that you usually do, like your behavior, that's just a part of your ego. It's a part of your animal. It's a part of your routine self. it's not your awareness. Your awareness doesn't keep log of everything that happens in case of something coming up that's useful in the future to help aid you in survival and making profit. That's all ego shit. The awareness is just the presence. That's you all the time. The ego is something you built on top to try and manage. The admin bods, it's like the government. But like all governments, it does become very erroneous over time, and it loses function. And like scaffolding, used to build a building. Once the building has been built, you take down the scaffolding. I think this is what the ego role is in the future. We can't be these animals flinging shit at each other, stupid diss tracks. We can't be this anymore. We can't. We've gone too far now. It's the future now. We're not animals now. We can be aware that we are not animals. And some of us can say, "Oh yeah, it's just human nature," but no, because some of us think and transcend above that. How can we say, "Oh, we're just animals," if some of us have learnt something, transcended above good and evil, and exist in a space of pure compassion? How can we overlook that? How can we overlook that 30% of the medical pills prescribed on the market are placebos? How can we ignore that? Profit? Because profit says, but it doesn't matter. Because these are all systems and mechanics that are all well without our control. The only thing we can control is ourself, and allow that to be the governing voice. Not the self as in the ego, but the I will not allow you to judge me. I will not allow you to judge me. It sounds crazy. It does. It's an affirmation. You're talking to no one. It's supposed to be a little bit crazy, but you have to quote Timothy Leary, you have to lose your mind to find your soul. And what your soul is that yearning to be an animal again, but not an animal as in your inner beast, but to be wild and free, to be a god, to be liberated from desire and hence liberated from suffering without joining a cult. How about that? You don't need a cult to gain access to what people describe as the realms of God. You just have to discover the truth of what you are. And what you are is a circuit. You're a current of energy travelling around your body, and it travels around the liquid of your body because liquid conducts electricity, but it's always ever present. When your body becomes dehydrated, that current can travel a lot less. It travels a lot slower. It's a lot more sluggish. That's why you feel weaker if you've not eaten or you've not drank. This is what it feels like to me. I'm not describing this from the point of view of science, but obviously from the point of view of someone who's experienced life in a body and experienced the journey of digestion and hydration. And because with my meditative states I do become present with my body, and part of that is becoming present with your digestion, your lungs, your capacity. And one of these as well. Kapalabhati breathing. Yeah, can I get a hell yeah to my yoga? To my yoga. To dissolve the boundaries between you and your environment. That's what the definition of yoga is. And we have to get there. We have to journey there. Just 10 minutes a day. Just take a little journey. And I'll help you if you need help. And that's all I'm offering. People want liberation from their suffering, but we have to make sure that we're not identifying so much with our suffering that we become a victim, because then that becomes a new identity, which has a lot of benefits. You get a lot of shit at Christmas. And but you're sort of sacrificing your agency. You're sacrificing your willpower. You're saying you don't have the willpower, and you do. You just have to stop identifying with someone who doesn't. And it sounds easier. I mean, it's easier to say than it is to do. I'll agree with you on that. But you have to agree with me that if I've achieved this, and many other people have achieved this, and peace of mind is the only thing you buy a Ferrari for, and peace of mind is the only reason why you have a big house, peace of mind is the only reason why you put big locks on your doors, and if peace of mind is available and ready to be taught to you, and if the access of that is only 30 deep breaths and listening to some frequency music, do you think that that's not worth it? That's all I'm saying. So yeah, don't let yourself judge yourself. Don't judge yourself. I will never let you judge me. And I'll never live in suffering. Because life is beautiful, life is not suffering. And to live in suffering is an illusion created by your perspective. But anyway, I'm going to go. Thank you very much for joining me. I've been Wessin The World. Stay blessed. Don't stress. And you never know what's next. But if you clean your windows every once in a while, see the world as it is, it's not scary.